The time is now 9 o'clock. There's a quorum present. The pension review board comes into the meeting. At this time, I'd like to have Lindsay call the roll.
Chair Stephanie Leiby,
Present.
Keith Freeman, Marcia Dutch,
Present.
Christopher Gonzalez,
Present.
Robert Reese,
Present.
Christopher Zick.
Okay. Moving on to administrative matters. The first agenda item for administrative matters is approval of the minutes from the February 24th, 2022 board meeting. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made by Mrs. Dush and seconded by Mr. Gonzalez to suspend the reading of the minutes. Is there any discussion from the board or any corrections to the minutes as circulated? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the minutes as circulated, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The minutes will not be read and are approved as circulated. At this time, we will entertain a motion to excuse Mr. Rice from the February 24th, 2022 board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made by Mrs. Dush and seconded by Mr. Gonzalez to excuse Mr. Rice from the February 24th, 2022 board meeting. Any board discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, and Mr. Rice is excused from the February 24th, 2022 board meeting. At this time, we'll move on to agenda item number 4, the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee regarding a new executive director, including interviews. It is now 9:04 a.m. and at this time, the board will go into closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 551.074 to discuss personnel matters under agenda item 4. At this time, the board requests that all non-board members and board attorney leave the room.
I'm gonna start with
Well, 10:48 a.m. on May 12th, and the board is ending the closed session of the meeting. It's also, do you want to open these doors? It's also 10:48 a.m. on May 12th, and the board is now in open session. So the board's now coming back from closed session and is in open session. Is there any further discussion from the board on matters discussed in closed session, being the executive director interview?
Is this time for a motion?
We're going to get to a motion after discussion. Yes.
No discussion from.
Okay.
None.
Very good. So at this time, we will now take a vote on whether or not to offer the executive director position to Amy Cardone.
I move.
Second.
Okay. Motion has been made by Mrs. Dush and seconded. Well, I probably need to back up, but tell me if I'm going to do this right. So we'll have a motion and a second to offer the executive director position, but I have to incorporate salary
And the starting
Into-
date.
and the start date into that motion. So can we, I mean, from rules of order, do I need to back up or can I just,
If you wanted to have an amendment, and then if the first and second wanted to accept that, you can, but you can start over too, whichever's easiest.
okay, let's just start over. Okay, at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to offer the executive director position to Amy Cardone at a starting salary of $126,700 $730 with an effective date of tomorrow, May 13th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. There's been a motion and a second. Motion's been made by Mrs. Desch, seconded by Mr. Rice, to offer the executive director position to Ms. Cardone at the annual salary of $126,730, effective tomorrow, May 13th, 2022. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nays. The ayes have it, and Ms. Cardone has been hired as our executive director. So congratulations. She was in the room. I tell her congratulations. Okay. Next item on the agenda is just announcements related to dates, meeting locations, and other matters related to the board. Next week, May 18th, 2022, there is an actuarial committee meeting in room 120 of this room, or this building, which is the Johnson Building, at 10 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, Reagan Building. I always do that. I think I'm across the street. Location of the next PRB meeting will be 10 a.m. on July 14th in the Reagan Building, room 120. At this time, does the board want to put forth any agenda items for our next board meeting?
Yeah, I think we should have a discussion about, to begin the discussion of PRB position on management, plan participant communication.
Okay. I think I would also like to add an agenda item on the board for discussion about task scopes and priorities for our new executive director.
And may I ask, have we received updates on any legislative initiatives that are in discussion or have been proposed, at least from a staff level, as we head into the upcoming legislative session?
We have not, but we can,
Can we add that as an agenda item as well?
okay. Can we broaden that agenda item to both have a legislative update related to pension matters? And either same agenda item or separate agenda item, just a discussion about the agency's legislative appropriation request and what that will look like.
That makes great
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So I hear three things. One, what Robert said, because the House Pensions Committee and the Senate State Affairs Committee are both there, both have interim charges that are of interest to us. The LAR is of interest to us. And also we should begin to have a conversation about possible subjects of this board's recommendations for the next legislative session.
Okay.
It's going to be a busy meeting because we also have the Wichita intensive review happening at that meeting too. So we may need some extra time.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
That's enough.
That's enough. All right. Invitation for public comment. Being no members of the public here. And if that's no other, there's no other business of the board. And if there's no objection from the board, the chair moves to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.